Hello from the next day. I'm wearing the same shirt maybe. I don't know. Anyway, you know how it is when you're old. Just got done cutting the grass. That was fun. Trying not to be such a fatty. I got grass all in my hair though because the wind was blowing and just went to get my passport photo renewed. And good Lord, you don't know how fat you are until you take a passport photo. Camera adds 10 pounds, but my photo added 50.
Look at me, I'm a big fat slob.
I told the lady, I'm like, who the heck is this fat guy? So I'm making an effort to try and lose a little weight. So where we left off last night was, I got sick of this thing. I did repair pin 64. So I printed myself out another sheet because I thought I did this and I thought we did it together. I'm going through the old Sprint layout viewer here. Yep. Sprint layout viewer with the Amiga 2000 Gerber files. There's a link in the description below if you're interested in that, or maybe I forgot. So anyway, Sprint layout viewer is a circuit analysis program that lets you look at a board like any one of the Amigas. I got them all, and do some circuit tracing. So the only problem I have with Sprint layout viewer is the pink. When I press test or the X hotkey down here, I turn these layers off. So 64th pin here on the processor, and we saw last night that it goes around the 68,000 silk screen, those two dots. Yeah, odd CIA 6 or 7 pin up. So that is the 64th pin. When I got this board, the battery had just diarrheaed all up the CPU socket. And I am thinking that while I had a busted ring, yes, and I kind of half-ass hurried, put that socket in because I'm so used to fixing them, I thought that would be it, but it wasn't. Since that CPU socket had so much green gunk in her, I am wondering, and I can look underneath and I see it's nasty, I am wondering if there's a ridge or a line or something broke. Because remember, CPU on the board, ROM, CPU, CPU socket, RAM controllers, Zorro controllers, Zorro. The tri-state transceivers with 3 input phases. Those are these things right here. If you're ever wondering what these crazy chips are right here. So these guys on let me unplug this. On the Revision 6 boards, they're all the same. Revision 6 have 2 resistors right here. Sometimes when you got to replace these, you got to either do some magic with the resistors or even put them on the bottom. That's what I do. Hide them. So CPU socket here, green as a cucumber. I put the oxide on it, scrubbed it with a brass brush. Looks good. But underneath her is still Davy Jones' locker. So what happens is these transceivers here, mainly, usually it's one of these guys, allow the CPU to say, hey, I need crap from the Zorro bus, or I need stuff from the CPU. So they have 3 input phases. Towards the CPU, doing nothing, or towards the Zorro. And these control your Zorro access. Yes, Buster does bus mastering up here, but this one doesn't do DMA, it doesn't matter, it's just bus mastering, and that's fine, and that does work. But I'm wondering if something in here has borked between the two, and it can't do its thing, and it's not working. So I'm going to spend the next couple of hours, because I've already done this and I forgot where I did it. I can't find the paper that had this because I do so many. There's a couple, but there's a couple other 2000s I've worked on, and they're in their bins. So I have big plastic totes where I put an anti-static mat or your packing bag or an anti-static bag, and your note and your equipment goes in a bin. Your box is on the Firebird in the garage, and I kind of work through them. And with the note, I know what I'm to prepare. That's why I always ask you for a note. Or I print out the email correspondence, and we get something going. And that's how the piles happen. So I have piles up to my chin, my first chin, and then my second chin is right around the corner. Holy crap! I gotta get these out of here. Yeah, it's always busy around here. You're always gonna hear me saying I got too many. I don't like having your stuff that long, and I hate it when I get months and months and months behind. Let's do a couple others live on the old TV. Now, I got the serial cable hooked up because I was thinking about putting diagram in it, and then I just laid down until that thought went away. You're going to want your multimeter. This is a EverStart. About $40. Does RMS and ohms and voltage and AC/DC not Akadaka Aussie's current third pin here, since I was just having so much fun on that side. This is another resistor pack F, so 63rd pin to 3rd, we got beep. But I'm checking the ROM line here. Got it. Let's keep going because you want to know that it's all the way through. Odd CIA 8. And then use somebody here. 3rd pin? Yeah. Okay, so you're going to notice this is a revision 4. It has 32 256KX 1 RAM chips, and it has 2 373s here, 2 373s here, and these guys here. So on a Rev 6, these are kind of like up here, okay? These are slid up. I mean, they're close. There's just a lot, 8 RAM chips versus 32. So these guys are like this way, and there's 1, 2, these are here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And these guys are just here, okay, on a Rev 6. Otherwise, it's all here. It's just layout is different. Pin connections are going to be the same. So you can use this program with a Rev 6 layout, and you'll notice some weird crap like, oh, there's not a resistor in this place. Well, revision 6, revision 4. But you're good enough to at least do some continuity testing, and it'll help you identify your problem if I'm not fixing your board already. We know that one's good. I can cross that one off the list. And cross off 63. Bing, bing. Hello, Stephen from the Netherlands. Oh, this is so much fun. 62. Now, there's the CPU socket. Here is the RAM. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got that ring. ROM. Got that one. See how we just go through the chips, and they're all identified here on this map. So you can just touch the points. Is it this one? Now remember, because some of these are backwards, it's not gonna be totally correct. Which one is that? Oh, this one. Okay. And then this one. Got it. So, like I said, chips are this way. On a Rev 6, they're this way. So, just look at your orientation of your pin. Aren't you having fun?
Hell no!
It's just a time-consuming, tedious task that is just so much fun. So there's only 60 left to go. I remember doing 1 through 10 with you guys, and I did check 64, and it was working. But apparently putting that socket in must have jiggled some crap loose and broke it. It's 30 years old. We could have some boogered Agnes stuff. I haven't touched the Agnes socket. It doesn't look bowed out, but I'm afraid if I pull on this, it's going to shatter because dry rot. Based on the moisture content this thing had, another thing I got to do is mark myself on my piece of paper a notch. This map comes to us from Floppy209 on the old GitHub. I don't know if you can see this. B2000 CR, Haney, Fisher, Dave and Gary, revision 4.0. And then there's a sticker up here that says A2000 Rev 4.3. So, we continue on. Fun, 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 fun. How would you like to waste your afternoon, sir? Final one, address line 4, and then we've done the whole effing CPU socket. Agnes. Alright, flip-flop, and clock chip. That was fun. How long did that take us? Alright, so that is that. I can understand why you guys emulate. I can understand why you use Amiga and Misters and Nooks and WinUAE. Because, God, it is nice to own real hardware. It truly is. You can emulate all you want. It's not the same, you know. About a month ago, I was recapping a machine I lost, the 16100. It just kind of flew off the place. Found it. I'll put it right here next to Varga A5. Out of that whole pack, now remember we fixed 64 and now I have pin 6 address line. So I'm going to pull that back up. We're going to zoom into her. It's a connected line, but it's not connected, meaning it's just like a light touch. Okay, that's how I can describe it. A light touch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to here. Is it where I touch it? Alright, that's what it is. I think the ring is cracked. Oh, piece of metal just came off. Sorry about the beeping. Alright, that's easily fixed. That is, I'm going to draw an example of what that is because I can't show you. Okay, so this is our line, data line. It's actually this side. So our data line's coming out. When it goes around the ball sack here, the ring doesn't close. It's broken right there. So I'm touching it. I think it's broken on this side too a little bit. So I think it's kind of floating. I'm going to drag solder that when I put the socket back in, and the line is on the top is the problem. The line's not on the bottom. What we're going to do is we're going to hook up the old solder station. And I think I'm going to go turn pin on this sucker. 673. Let's turn that down to the power of Satan. There we go. Just adding some fresh solder in. I just repaired the ring. The ring is closed, drug a little bit, added some fresh solder. You think it's going to work? I don't. I think there's something else wrong with this mofo. I'm not cleaning it. Oh my god, my eyeball! I had a CPU on a card. Here we go. We're going to use that first so it ain't going to work. This side towards the rear. Thank you. I think this socket's still bad. We'll check that first. We're going to look for a low high and a power and a monitor. Energize. Low. No high. High. Low high. Nothing on the screen. Let's turn it off. Let's use the actual CPU and the CPU. I'm not getting wavy lines like there's no ROM inserted. Gotta turn my light back on because can't see. Notch down. This is a S model rigged CPU socket out of Ezell turn pin. What do we get? Low. A better low. Normal low and nothing. Constant reboot. Alright, so with a CPU in here, we're getting a reboot. What's the problem? Off. On. I have a Teams meeting I gotta go to. Oh man, my light broke. God damn it. Great. I'm gonna use my hard drive light. Red in the middle, right? Alright. Hard drive will be power because it's rebooting constantly. Anyway, I'll fix that. Son of a bitch. I'm going to go back to my old school light, which was this thing. Just red in the middle. Oh, no. Yeah. Red in the middle. That way I can see if it's low, high.
2 hours later.
Hey, welcome back. It's 4 o'clock. I am scoping out the crystal. The crystal, which is, you can't really see, but I'll zoom in here. Crystals. Working fine, 28.63636, so 28.78. Little high, but I'm not holding it against it. And low highs, I got diagram of the old one in, and I got a 4H. It's just from me turning it off in a serial buffer. It keeps rebooting, so I'm going to check the clock on the CPU. You're going to have to be my eyeballs on that. 714, 719, 714. The wave isn't perfect, but I didn't auto it. I can hit it, and there we go. 714, 717, 719. It's not perfect. It jumps around. The scope is a little bit I am getting this like it has no CPU or no ROM. You probably can't see it. There are lines on the screen. You see those lines? That's like no CPU. I have a probe just in the clock hole, okay? Oscilloscope registers. Oscilloscopes register in the frequency. So I'm just battling the scars of no CPU. So after an hour of staring at the screen and doing nothing, looking at schematics and looking at the board, I'm going to pin out 540 and 541. They're the 244 PCs that are kind of hello in the RAM initialization department. something's up where the CPU is okay. I know that socket's good. But looking at the damage here, and I'm going to turn the lights on and reposition the board and show you. Okay, you see these two chips right here? These are 244 PCs. So these go down. I'm not holding this, by the way. Goes around here. There's a little bit of, I don't know what that is. Goes down here. I'm trying to position the camera as we go. Down here is a ceramic right here. There's a little bit of green crap right here. Goes down here into this mystery of darkness. And over to what, folks? The dots of death. And who is right next to dots of death? Now I fiberglass pen these, but I never beeped them. And guess what they talk to? Yeah. So, I don't know. Things happen. I'm hoping there's like so much crap in here. Like, it's bad. You can't see how bad it is because of, is this light on? Yep, it's just so bright in here. It's not bright. Darkened spots, especially near these dots. I can't show you enough, but this right here, it looks like it's rotted in the, you've seen Rev 4s that look like crap before. Looks like they're all busted up. I mean, they're probably not, just darkness, moisture, whatever. Same over here. Like, it's just, God. Alright, so this is a 5-volt rail. If I scrape all this blackness off, see this blackness? A little solder mask comes off. There's blackness. It could be rot, but there's a clean post. There's some rot. We're just going to scrape through it. And we get copper again. So, I'm probably sure it's fine. Yeah. Cleaning out the battery shit. And Sally Green that back, or Sally Hansen Green. It's a fingernail polish. I'm going to beep test these lines up to 541, which means, yes, back to Sprint layout viewer. Oh, and lo and behold, that's a freaking Agnes line. You gotta be kidding me. 541, second pin down, and it's broken. Well, freaking good. Different revision motherboard. All your shit's not gonna line up. I got close. I got 1256 ohms. So I can really get granular. I can count lines. 1, 2, third line down. Pin this. Okay, RP502. Now my RP502 is backwards. It's on the left hand side of what I revision for. Okay. So it's backwards for me. This one loops around to that dot. I bet you that's burned out too. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. So that's right. Those things right here, they lose their rings because of the battery. That's literally right here. It just fa-plat. This looks like it's a big area, but it's literally right in the barf line. This is your socket. You figure this thing was green as a ghost. All this gets toast. These are all ashy. So I'm onto something. I will check into that and I will report back. Hello, crazy man. It's 6:29 p.m. I just spent the last part of the better hour taking out this Foxconn CPU socket, and I'm glad I did. You can't really tell, but she's got just some onions in her teeth. When I was peeking through it, I got a lot of the green up, but there's green deep inside. So I'm going to throw this in the ultrasonic. That thing was so green, it did barf about halfway up, and it looks chunky. So it's not death, but it's a good way for me to test the socket. 86 more pins, guys. We just did the 64 on the CPU and the ROM in the past, and I've been scraping and scratching and testing out things. 540, 541, they turned out fine. Turned out fine. Give it a quick wipe, and then I'm going to debraid what I can. Now, I pulled the majority of it out with the Chinese Heiko clone solder sucker SS93 Alpha. She blew her load. Just gooped her right up. It's green and yeah, so this is a good thing. Now, as far as Foxconn connectors, I don't have them. It's not a Zorro slot. It's a little smaller. It's like larger than an ISA, but not so much. They were custom made for Commodore. Foxconn ESO 4306 8745. Maybe there's a PC compliant one if I can't clean this up. It just sucked it up like climbing a tree. It's still pulling it out of here. You know, I got into the trace and not bubbled it up, but just put a darkness on it. I can't explain it besides show it to you. They look like broken lines. You see how they're on the lines? And they look like they're broken, but they're not. They're everywhere. I've cleaned these up so much, but over here, in between, see those dark spots right there too? In between the CPU here and the CPU socket here. Well, they just continue on, and you know, while this looks great up at the top, it didn't look so great down here. There's just, I mean, it's getting better. I'm a fiberglass pen. You can see the wipes, but all those little dots, I don't know. It's probably totally fine. I'm hoping it was just the connector full of crap. I'm very proud of myself tonight, by the way. I've been trying not to be such a fat ass. And I went to my favorite grocery store, Jerry's. That's the place with the chicken. Getting Mona a salad. I was going to get a salad myself, but I get ill off of them. Guess health. Oh man, they were there. Double D's too, boy. And they were calling my name. And I even went up to the counter and were like, well, I'll start tomorrow. But then I'm like, if I keep saying that, I'm going to be a fat ass forever.
Get in my belly!
So I resisted. I resisted fried chicken. Is this a turning point of this channel? I doubt it. Try and get a little bit skinnier. My passport photo made me look like a fat bastard from Austin Powers.
Oh, Christ, I'm getting all emotional.
I'm tired of doing this. Ugh, I really am. I'm so tired. Can't they just turn on? This whole thing just looks like just horrid. It just takes so long. It's like hours and hours. Ugh, I can't exceed 40 hours on a board, regardless of my skill set or my mistakes. Especially like fourth hand ones, when I get it, I'm the fourth person to take a look at this board, or the third person to take a look at a board, and I'm expected to pull a miracle out of my... Alright, here we go again. God, I'm not keeping you along for this one. Hi, Crazy Man. 8:21 p.m. I just pulled this sucker out of the ultrasonic, and good God, it looks so much better. It was green as a swamp. Now she don't have all that crap in her teeth. Just dark for demonstration purposes. You get so used to the death light you can't see anything without it. Okay. Low. Video signal. Still stuck in low. And those same ROM lines like there's no CPU. Is it possible that this CPU is bad? Alright. Pull that CPU out. Here's the same CPU. Let's grab another entire CPU. Motorola branded one. Alright. 67 try. Brand new CPU. Or, well, another one. Same thing. Nope. No gray. No high. No nothing. And like, does it have the CPU lines? It has the freaking stupid crap on the screen. And then it goes away. And then it'll reset. There's the reset. It'll go beep again. Blue. Or nothing. Nothing. It is stuck. Here's the reset. There's the lines. Like no CPU, no ROM, or something is holding it. 67th time. Let's pull this kickstart ROM out. Low, and right away we get the marks. Oh, if I push on Agnes. Look at that. Look at that. I'm pushing on Agnes. Oh man, that means I gotta do a freaking Agnes socket. Damn it. I'm just trying to hold the spot. Nope. Oh, come on. It went high for a second and then back to low. Shake it, shake it, shake it. Or we're going to do a big zip tie and across the streams. Turn it off. Turn it on. I saw a flicker. Did you see a flicker? Entering power save mode. Dang it, that was quicker that time. Touch the Agnes. Slap her. Damn it. I literally just go boop. It's that loose. So I have a 512K here. Now I can't jump or anything for 512K, but I just want to half-ass stick one in here. I will move it to 512K, but I can't do J500 because it's a solder blob slice. So I'm just going to ignore that. Just want to see if another Agnes does the same thing. Yeah, it's the same thing. Touch the Agnes and it gets rid of those white lines. It'll reboot. That explains a lot. Damn Rev 4s. So this one's had a CPU socket, a CPU slot removal and clean, a ROM socket, a crystal socket, and now it's going to need an Agnes socket. It is 8:36 p.m. and I don't feel like doing that. Alright, hey, we're getting close. We're getting signs of life. Socket just came out. Yeah, it looks okay, but it just looks wore out. I don't know. It looks clean. So many Amigas have needed Agnes sockets. NOS Kikons. June 5th, 96, or 6th of May, 96 if you're in metric. Alright, need an arrow pointing to the right. A372 Alpha. Looks good. Low. And nothing. I told you it wouldn't work. I'm not getting that crazy thing on the screen though, at least. I do see a line. I'm going to try the, yeah. There's the line. There's the line back. Never mind. Let's go composite. Sometimes it's a little bit more friendly and you can see color cycle, and I don't get nothing. Well, no, it's got the ROM things. Press on Agnes. Shit. Is it board separation? Right here. If I press right here, let go. There's the reset. There's the lines. Watch. Just press right here. It's over here somewhere. Freaking. Well, we do have board flex. It's 5:20 p.m. She's all clean. Mona's upstairs eating a salad. Now, for my fatness, fried chicken, I did good today as well. I had no sugar, only water. I did have a cup of coffee with no sugar this morning. That sucked. And I had a 0.4 ounce Imperialist salad, which was probably about as big as my fist, with only vinaigrette dressing. So I'm a little bit testy and hungry. You know, when you're used to plowing down whatever the hell you want and not care. 527. There we go. Sockets back in, nice and clean. Remove this CPU. Low and no. Does it go high like it did last time after it goes beep? Oh, it's already beeped. Nope, same thing. Lines like no CPU. It starts to go. Still stuck in low. I was getting low high before I did the crystal. Today's interrupter is brought to us by Mr. Jonathan, who's at the theater. I even swapped the crystal again, thinking, oh, maybe it's the crystal. I got it jumped in 512K mode. Nah, I lost it. Turn it off. Turn it on. It should low high almost instantly. Now I have a more pronounced ROM line. Take this away, goes out. Oh god, it's something with RAM, isn't it? No!
What do you know from funny, you bastard?